They're saying that the beings here present came with very receptive hearts and minds, very curious and open. There's an internal knowing that we are in the shift, that we're in the process of a massive shift. And each of you have longed for this time to allow that which separates you in your consciousness from source to wane. That veil thins out. And the debris that is acted as a veil will move away more diligently, more fervently in these times coming forth. They can go the way a leaf lets go of a tree. And if there is any remnant of clinging, it may come forth more harshly. But they're saying this is so unnecessary because each of your hearts truly want this awakening. You stepped into this room with that as your base wish. Each of you have many lifetimes working with this planet's energies, sometimes being tormented in these Earth's energies, sometimes being vibrantly positioned to be the portal of energy for the energies that move through this Earth plane. But there is a moment that we're seeing here historically where there are more portals opening on this planet simultaneously that will allow the Earth and its Earth energies and its Earth inhabitants to go through a shift with the grace and ease that you know is possible. It is time. It is a time that your souls have been longing for. It is the time that your souls have prepared for diligently, even in your sleeping hours. Do your souls call out and connect to the heavens for this time of conscious awakening, where we don't fall in and out of slumber, where we maintain the awakened state. And you must know now in your heart and in the core of your being that this awakened state, stabilized, now is possible. But that does mean that that which has been in the forgetful state, that which has been in the confused state, that which has been in its ignorant state, must awaken and awaken now. And we say, call upon your own being to awaken with as much grace. Truly, there is grace available. We ask that you bring it into your conscious minds that this is what is possible, and this is the present moment's gift to you. We have all gone through what's called the dark night of the soul, through the challenges and the heartache and the pushing against and the pushing towards. Do know that grace is available to you now. Call upon that within your soul. Make it available to your soul by aligning to it. I choose every day of my life to be that of grace and ease. I choose an easier path now than was even available to me prior. We can anchor this into the consciousness of mankind by you doing it, by this group doing it. It anchors it into the energetic field that mankind is experiencing. And it can eradicate fear. It can eradicate the ignorance. It can bring forth grand awakening, waves of awakening. So one of the shifts that we ask that you open to in your mind is not seeing yourselves as mere human. You've been in human form in this life for just a nano of a second in the eternal spectrum. So if you see yourselves as eternal beings, having this human experience, if you see yourselves as spirit beings, divine beings, clear conscious beings, having a human experience, and that human experience included ignorance. It included hardship. But what is becoming available to you, we so hope, if there is one thing you come away with, is what is available to you now. This suffering will cease. Ultimately and eventually it will cease on this planet. But claim that for yourself now. You've endured enough of the hardship. You've endured enough pain. We're going to proclaim it is no longer necessary for your growth. In fact, your growth will come forth more fervently, more ferociously, when there's joy and bliss. Each of you know how to shift your consciousness from moments of chaos to peace. Most of you have meditated or worked with mind modalities of how to shift your energy to a state of peace. And yet there's been not the same ability to shift it there and maintain it there, to stabilize it there. This is something you will see easier to do more and more with greater frequency from this moment, and proclaim it in this moment forward. It is no longer necessary to suffer. This is our clear statement. This is our wish for you to embody. So then we will say it with a clear knowingness. And as we say it within your being. It is no longer necessary to suffer. Please allow this to be your reality. And if you see yourself suffer, and even a lightness, do not condemn this, but embrace that moment can be your last. This is how powerful your beings are in this fully awakened state. And as you know, as you do, like when you physically awaken, there's that moment of slumber, there's that moment of in and out, and then you're awake, you're up in your day. This is what you're moving towards. And it is not a maybe. It's an inevitability. It is your divine birthright to know this state and sustain it. And there's power in this group to be able to solidify it in numbers and to magnify that into the pockets of this earth, shifting the paradigms of this earth realm. It has endured enough suffering. Would we not all agree with this? It has endured enough. So now it is a time for the celebration. Now it is a time to understand the true essence of our being, which is a state of peace. In the background of every moment experience, even its most challenging and difficult, there was an awareness that held the space that was peace. Just was not fully aligned with at that moment, or aligned with at all at that moment. But the state was there. So that state is coming more and more forward for each of you. And we do not say this in any glib way. There's no pretense to our words. And you can hear in the state of this conviction that it is true. It is the truth.